A Discord conversation generated the idea of a massive gibbering mound, which I immediately dubbed the Gibbering Mountain. This is how I made it. I used pretty simple supplies with this. First off, old milliput that I got for cheap. Wasn't really useful for much else. Some green stuff for the outer details. Some simple metal tools, and these cheap silicone sculpting tools. Plenty of water for smoothing out everything, some crafting eyeballs, and little beads and bits of random green stuff to use for the teeth and eyes. So this, of course, was a little wind-up thing that I got. And it's pretty broken. So if you're wondering why I bought this, it's not because I want to make a mummy miniature. Though you could maybe make this into a mummy miniature. This is actually going to be a armature of my newest build. I'm going to rip off the legs and rip off everything. And this little basic shape here is going to be a shape of a huge miniature. For a fast food toy, this thing was put together pretty well, so it actually took a little bit of doing to rip off all the legs and whatnot, but they all eventually did come off, and I was able to get it mounted on a confrontation base that I had kind of put aside for something like this. Just super glue on that. I think I also put some PVA glue on the inside to form a stronger bond. And then it was milliput time. Milliput actually, even if it gets really old, it's very hard to work with, but smooths out very well for something like this with water. And then I also custom made a bunch of eyeballs and teeth with green stuff, a very important step. So the sculpting process was actually very simple. I did a lot of additive sculpting where I basically just built stuff up slowly in layers, which is a simple way to do sculpting. You can do it the other way too, where you can actually sort of carve out the details in the material. But since I was using such a bulky armature, the additive way I think was the right way to go with this, and very simple sculpting, just basically pushing and prodding with the various tools, the various metal tools first, and then using the silicone tools to kind of smooth out the fingerprints and stuff left over from using kind of more hard tools. So yeah, I mean, there's no secret to how I sculpt. It's just basically adding stuff on and then poking and prodding until it starts looking like what I want it to look like. I thought the crafting eyes looked really good, so I actually covered some up with electrical tape before I primed this. That might have been a bit of a mistake, because I think some of the eyes that I painted freehand actually looked really good after the fact. But hindsight's 2020. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, I will be leaving the painting stream in the description below. And there you go with the basic paint job. This Gibbering Mountain looks very nice, very disgusting. I really loved some of the details on this that I made. Other stuff didn't work out as well as I would have liked. I gotta get better at painting eyes. But in general, this really did turn out okay in terms of having just a massive miniature. Again, you got to realize these things are going to be seen on the table from 3 feet away. So a relatively simple paint job like this might look a little bit wonky, but it will look fine on the table. And as I continue to work on miniatures, sculpting, you know what? I'm going to get better and better. And as I go on, I can take more and more time to do more detailed paint jobs on stuff as I get better creating more detail in the sculpts that I make. Looking back, you know what I should have done? I should have just painted it a lighter color and then finished it using various washes. I did use washes on this, and you can kind of see the shiny bits where some washes show through a little bit more, where they pooled, and that kind of looks cool, but I think maybe if I had done a very light color and then just finished it with washes, that might be something I try for my next miniature. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video about my most recent custom D&D sculpt. If anybody has any suggestions for my next project,
please let me know in the comments below, or if you just have anything to say, just leave a comment. Remember, if you like videos like this, to see if you're still subscribed and to hit that dumb notification bell if you want to be notified of all the cool videos. And as always, all the links to support this channel are in the description below. Peace!